Welcome, everyone. I have the honor of hosting this panel of President's team members. Their success is legendary and has positively transformed lives across the country and also around the world. So please help me welcome our first guests on this panel, 4 Ruby directors, Lawrence and Marjorie Clark.
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Kendra.
Hello.
Everyone.
So great to have you with us. Can you start by sharing your 1 to 2 minute NeoLife story?
Of course. Thank you very much. I was in a sledding accident when I was 15 years old. I lost my kidney, adrenal, and a spleen, and I was told by doctors that it was a miracle I was alive, don't have more than 2 children, and go live life. Another doctor later said if I had a big family that I would lose my kidney. And believing we could get everything we needed from our diet, and because we wanted to have a big family, we were extra careful to take care of my health. We were grinding our own grains, making bread, grew a large garden, had chickens for eggs, goats for milk and cheese, and even raised a few cows along the way. And by the time we came across NeoLife, I had already exceeded the 2-child medical suggestion, and I was having health issues and kidney trouble. So when we heard the results of a government study of 21,500 people who were evaluated whether they actually received the RDA for 10 essential nutrients on a daily basis, we were shocked to find that 0 people received these nutrients on a daily basis. And so it actually caught our attention to consider NeoLife. And I remember listening to a nutritional recording about the science behind NeoLife and thinking, wow, if everything they say about NeoLife is true, this is something that really needs to be shared with other people. And in light of my health, people were regularly interested in our thoughts on supporting health. And it let me see that we could have a business with NeoLife based on real science. And that helped me see a vision, but it wasn't until 4 months later, after being so impressed with Dr. First Life and prestigious track record as one of the world's top toxicologists, along with other scientific advisory board members, that I started taking the NeoLife supplements. At that point, I had no expectations that my health would improve. I was just hoping to stop declining. And to our total surprise, I had a total unexpected health turnaround, so much so that a year ago I was even able to go run a half marathon. And that's when not a year ago, but when I initially saw that turnaround, that's when passion and commitment intertwined with my vision. I'm just so grateful to have NeoLife.
Wow.
For me, when I saw NeoLife, in essence, in shortening down my story, when we got married, I didn't have any practical skills. I was raised in the inner city. All I had was my mom around, and she drank when she walked in the door till she passed out. So in essence, I raised myself, didn't have a car, we didn't have tools. So I just didn't have any practical skills to make an income to support a family. And so I read Zig Ziglar after we got married, and he talked about that the best way to make money was to every company offered a product or a service, and the person that was on the end of finding those customers and helping them to see the product, if it was what they wanted or not, it met their needs, that's where the money was. But I'm very picky, and integrity is everything to me. And so in essence, I looked over 10 years for something, and we got by. Our income was on poverty level compared to our size of our family. And because I couldn't find anything that I felt like I could go find customers for that company. And so, but when I saw NeoLife, I saw a product that everybody needed. It was a dream come true. And even best yet, also, and adding to that it was something people had to keep buying. So it was residual money once you found those customers that wanted our product. And so I was just thrilled because, again, integrity means it has to be a win-win situation. And I know when I'm sharing this NeoLife with people, either the product or the business, that they can't find a better one. and I couldn't offer a second best product or second best opportunity. And with NeoLife, that's what we have. And with the leadership we have with this company, I know we will always have that.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. That is very powerful to hear how your lives have been transformed. And can you also give us an idea of how NeoLife has impacted your lives in terms of the business and lifestyle?
Well, there's so many things I'm thankful for that our NeoLife business has given us and actually continues to give us. It was really an answer to prayer that this was a business that I could operate from home and flex around my health limitations while at the same time being a wife and mother of 10 children. And we educated them. I mean, it was just a blessing. And plus, a large family needs money, especially when you have a lot of teams. So we were able to provide opportunities for our children that just wouldn't have been possible. It was actually fun we took them across country a number of times, able to see so many of the top natural wonders that the U.S. offers. We've been to a lot of beautiful and historical places in Europe, the U.K., Hawaii, awesome locations in Mexico, and it goes on. It allowed us to buy a beautiful 3-story home on the lake, whereas before NeoLife, we couldn't even afford a down payment on a house. My favorite thing, though, that the business did for us was put into our children an entrepreneurial mindset. And it set before them a positive, overcoming attitude towards life. And it was just so cool to see that they had an ability and a confidence to connect with all types of people and the valuable skill of creatively needing and being able to support themselves. We have just, I mean, there really are a whole host of hilarious stories along the way, but they were involved from the beginning all the way through, involving our children. So that's my favorite thing.
Me and Marjorie were talking the other day, and the reality of it is, before NeoLife, after NeoLife, one of the immediate things we got is we could go into Goodwill and we could buy whatever we wanted. Whereas before, we were limited in how much we could spend in buying our clothes and things like that. That's literally where we started. And we started with a car that, you would think should be in a junkyard. So again, just the difference in lifestyle is just tremendous. But far more than that to me is being able to wake up excited about what we do, knowing that when we wake up, we might reach somebody that needs a health breakthrough. And we've seen so many of those people's lives that have been totally turned around, that had given up on their having good health. And that, of course, not impacts them. It impacts their family and everyone around them that they love, and the business, just being able to help people. We've got the best self-development training in the industry, not just network marketing, but in the whole industry, I think. And it's getting better and better. And so it's just marvelous seeing people develop life skills and being able to meet their financial needs. And so this business is just so awesome. It's just so exciting. And most of the time people, at work, they can't wait to leave and get away from all the people they work with. Whereas in this business, I can't wait to be around the people I work with. When we walk away from a conference or training or something like that, or the Breakfast of Champions, we can't wait till the next time. We're already missing them when we walk away.
Yeah.
So that's what you get with here, meeting a lot of great people, having excitement and fun and changing people's lives. That's what it's done for us.
Well said. You're getting me all excited now being on this call. So what is something that you're currently focused on in your business that's been key to your success?
Well, I'm just going to elaborate just a little bit more on what Lawrence said, in that he was actually good at selling. I don't mean selling ice to an Eskimo, okay? I mean, he understood principles involved in communication. And whereas I cared about people and I'm committed to considering the other person more important than myself, I'm a little dense when it comes to how to sell something. All of a sudden, I just panic. And so even though we built a business and a large business, I was a lot of the support in the back. And so what I'm excited about now is that just like in education, I had a degree in education, just like I'm committed and I feel like it's important, you know, the basic 3 R's and a well-rounded education. I think part of a well-rounded education is the ability to sell and consider the other person more important. How do you do that? I mean, so many people panic, and with what? Around 80% of network marketing women are women, and we panic. You know, we think, well, we don't want to lose our friends. How do we do this and care about the other person? And what I feel like NeoLife not only has the best scientifically sound products that work in the marketplace, but we have tools for personal development. And so one of my big focuses in working with people is that we have, I mean, just starting like with the Getting Started guide, it has all the basics to help a person feel comfortable to get going, with video support on every one of those points through there. And so when I'm working with someone and trying to help them build their skills to get to a senior manager or director, then I'm making sure and working through, do they have those abilities themselves, and can they pass them on? Because that is the blueprint, the basic blueprint for growth. So,
you know, I've heard it said, I use this when I'm training someone, that let's say you're in a business of digging holes, making money digging holes. You know, you can let your fingernails grow out and be like a dog and try to dig a hole. You know, you can use a shovel or you can use a bulldozer. And it matters which tool you pick. And it matters having tools. And so we focus in on helping people to get into utilizing our tools, because this business has got to be duplicatable. When you show the business to someone, you've done the training right there, 90% of the training. And because they need to be able to see what you did, they can do. And what's great about our company is we've got the best tools in the industry, whether it's showing the video about the products or whether it's showing the business. And, you know, we've got one now for, if you want to target people like policemen and fire people, or we got one that's targeted for moms. We've got one that's targeted for real estate people, and we got a general one. And we've got one of Kendra showing who is leading our company, why they can have confidence. So many people have joined a network marketing company only to have the marketing plan drastically changed, so the company, because they think they've got all those customers and they can do what they want, and they cut the profit for those distributors and they change things. And we've got integrity at the top, somebody that cares about us, that knows what it's like, that built a business. You built a business, Kendra. And it's great showing that video to people so they know the person that's leading this company, they can trust with their future income as well as their future health, that you care about people. And so we've got the tools, we've got scripts, we've got everything. And so our focus is getting people to use those tools so it's duplicatable.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that. Very well said. What are you excited about for the future?
Well, I'm actually empty nested now, so all my children are grown. I do have grandchildren that need my attention, but because I'm empty nested, I'm more committed than ever. I have the time to be more committed to sharing NeoLife. So that is one of my goals, to be doing more reaching out and sharing just actual NeoLife. And I'm always looking. One of my goals is to support people to grow into leaders with NeoLife businesses that actually surpass my own. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a goal to be a diamond myself, but I'm not worried about being the biggest. I'm focused on doing what's right, and I would love for people to pass me. I think it would make it exciting and more fun, and I love supporting. And that's what I'm excited about, people passing me.
You know, as far as future goals, I mean, NeoLife's already helped us to surpass anything we even dreamed of at the beginning. And so, you know, we want to see more IPT, you know, like we just love it for Al and Nicole getting to IPT, but we see so many people in our team that have that ability. And so, you know, our goal is to help others reach their goals. That's what we're excited about in the future, is seeing them step up and seeing them get NeoLife to be a household name with all the great people in all the different family in NeoLife, with all these IPT and their people. You know, I look forward to NeoLife being a name that everybody recognizes in the United States, that it's not going to be anymore that it's the most unknown company. It's going to be the most known company in network marketing in any industry. That's my goal, is to see it there.
Well, that is exciting. And it is just such a blessing to have you both as leaders in NeoLife. So exciting that you had a new president's team step up just this last month, Alan and Nicole Blaine. And thank you so much for being with us today, Lawrence and Marjorie.
All right, so now we are going to hear from our next president's team member, Charlotte Shelton, Two Diamond Director. Charlotte, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Kendra. Thank you.
Hi, Charlotte. So thank you for being with us. Could you please start by sharing your NeoLife story?
I certainly will. My husband and I, as a young married couple in Dallas, he sold dental equipment and I worked at a large bank. And one of the dentist's wives one day said, "Let me show you something, Chuck." And she sat down and showed him network marketing through Amway. We thought, oh, this is great, network marketing. We can have our own business without a big cash outlay, which we did not have any money. And so we thought, but this is the way we could build a business. And shortly after that, he left being employed by the dental company and began to lease the dentist their equipment. And then my big bank and a lot of the other big banks got into that business. And so that failed. And we just, from that point on, we started getting in a lot of debt. A person I worked with introduced us to, actually it was Shackley products, and we were more excited about nutrition than soap. And so we got started with that company. And it wasn't long though that we weren't getting the results we were looking for. We were questioning some things that we couldn't get answers for. And so we would just begin to pray, Lord, show us what it is. Show us, because we were really accumulating a lot of debt. And so we were walking through the Texas State Fair one night, and a gentleman from California had come and had a NeoLife booth. And we didn't want to stop. We didn't want to hear about those products at all, but we were attracted with an article we saw on allergies, and Chuck had terrible allergies. And so we ended up chatting, and when we went home, we spent, I think, a couple of hours, and we just heard amazing information we'd never heard before, the cell story, and we were taking vitamins and minerals. So we were so attracted to what we heard in the science. And it was exactly what we were praying for, looking for. It was the company that put all the pieces together, the research, the science, the integrity, the products. It really worked. Not only for him with his allergies, help with that, but then also me with my chronic fatigue, and our families with all their situations. We were all just blessed to find NeoLife products and just enjoyed wonderful benefits from that. And so it's just been an amazing journey all of these years, what's taken place because of NeoLife.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Charlotte. And I know that's just a glimpse into the journey, but could you give us an idea of what the NeoLife business has done for you?
Oh, my. The NeoLife business has just been the most incredible life. We had 45 years together in our marriage, and he's gone on to be with the Lord. And but in all of our years together with NeoLife, what an incredible life we had, because all the goals and dreams that we were looking for to have a place in the country, we were able to realize that. It was the freedom we wanted as well, to not be employed by people and told when we would go on vacation or what we could do. So with NeoLife, we had total financial freedom, independence, living debt-free, being able to share with others when we wanted to do so in our giving. We just travel all over the world, a vacation home in Colorado, just working with incredible people. Our team, they're just amazing people, and you just, like Lawrence was saying, you love being around our NeoLife family, our personal team, as well as the NeoLife people at large. Just amazing people to be around. So just blessing after blessing, year after year after year, through NeoLife. And the personal development has just been amazing. You just learn to be more of a positive person, and more of a blessing to others by being positive and giving them hope and purpose. And so so many blessings through NeoLife.
Thank you. And it's absolutely a blessing to have you in the family as well. Can you share, what is something that you're focused on in your business that is key to your success?
Oh, thank you. Well, I've told so many people in all of these years, and it's soon coming up on the 45th anniversary at the end of October, we've never had the incredible tools that we have today. Best ever. And I think these success teams are just such a key to growing your business, because you're inspired, motivated, and on a weekly basis, and challenged, and you challenge yourself. And so, but people cheer you on. That's what I love about NeoLife, the camaraderie, and that success team has been amazing. And all of the tools, the Team NeoLife app in the back office, it's just the most incredible efficient tool we've ever had. All of the different other Facebook pages, and being able to share on social media and invite people into our group pages. And I've just been amazed at the response that I get from that, from people you would never even dream would be interested, but they look. And so I'm just so grateful for how the tools have never been better.
Well, thank you for sharing, Charlotte. And one thing you shared with me the other day that I loved, if anybody is thinking during this COVID time, I can't find people to talk to, can you share the other day what you shared with me about the AT&T customer service rep?
Yes. You know how when you can't figure something out, why this is happening on your phone or whatnot, I just had called AT&T and said, I'm having difficulty. My calls aren't this or that or the other. And so the young lady helped me. And at the end, I complimented her through about her efficient service, and made the comment that she's the kind of person that I'm looking forward to expand my business. And then, of course, she wants to know what that is. And at the end of our conversation, she said, I'm very interested. And yes, she can't give you her information, of course, but then I told her where to go, my website to go to, and she did that. She filled out the information, wanting more. I love it. NeoLife just shoots you that email right back saying, this is your contact, this is their phone number, their email. And I got right back to her, and she went online and signed up with the breakfast pack. So it was just really exciting to have that happen. A nice blessing.
Thank you for sharing. That's an awesome story. And can you tell us, what are you excited about for the future?
I really, my future, of course, when I lost my precious husband, NeoLife was the insurance policy that I was left with. And with my NeoLife business, it has given me hope for the future. It's given me financial stability. It's given me health, my health. I know that I can help guard my health and move forward in a positive, healthy manner. And also giving me hope, the hope and being able to help others. When we got started in NeoLife, I told Chuck, I said, look, we've been in this company, that company. I'm so embarrassed to go back and tell people now here's the third company. I said, I hate sales. I don't want to do sales. I'm not going to do it. And then NeoLife got into me. And now I want to tell the world. And 45 years later, I still want to tell the world. And one day I thought, wouldn't it be great to, and I'll never know, and certainly I can't do it myself, but I have this fabulous team really all over the world. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I touched 1 million lives, and not me personally, because it is our team. Our teams that we can't do this alone, but we all work together, and that's something that makes me very excited about the future, because it's never been as great as it is now to be able to do that. And I do love, like Marjorie and Lawrence said, helping my team achieve their goals too. So I love it that our business we're blessed when we bless others. So that's very, very pleasing to me, to know that that's the only way I can be blessed, if I can bless others.
Wow, that is so true. And thank you so much, Charlotte, for joining us today.
Thank you, Kendra.
So let's see, up next, we have Greg Morrow, our third generation NeoLifer, One Diamond director. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Kendra. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, thanks so much for being with us. Can you start by just sharing your NeoLife story with us?
You bet. So kind of much like you alluded to, I am the third generation into this NeoLife organization. So kind of my experience with NeoLife, or my family's experience, kind of began before I was even born by the tune of 5 years. So in 1966, my grandmother, Irene Rader, out of a small town in Columbus, Montana, became a distributor at that time, or what we'd call now a promoter, mainly because my grandfather had a lot of allergies. So she initially got involved in NeoLife because of Green, the Green cleaner. My mother, several years after that, got into the NeoLife business as well, mainly because my father, being a TWA pilot, they were on furloughed, so he stopped getting a check for a couple of months, and my mother kind of took things into her own hands and decided to kind of be the breadwinner of the family. And since then, the story has been written. So for 54 years now, we've been NeoLife has been a part of my family. I've been taking the supplements, gosh, ever since I remember getting on a school bus in middle school. And my career kind of took me in a little different path. I've been practicing emergency medicine now for a little over 20 years. And have recently become involved in the business about 2.5, 3 years ago, as my mother has been aging and asked me to come along and help her with the business. And so we've been involved in kind of help managing and growing the business now for a little over 2 years, my wife and I as well. And that's kind of our story into the NeoLife business.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And as a next generation NeoLifer, what are some things that attracted you to the business?
When I look back on my life and really what NeoLife has done for my family, and I guess that's really what's attracted me, because it took me a little while to realize the impact that NeoLife has had on my family in regard to financial stability. And, that's been everything from family vacations to my education, giving me, the groundwork and the stability to pursue my dreams in medicine. And that's really kind of what's drawn me back into it, is the fact that, now I can ultimately kind of start to step away from emergency medicine, which has been a great career for me. But, it's one of those things that the emergency room never closes. It's open, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether it's my kids' soccer games or what. So what's really interested me in the business is being able to kind of be more available for my family and still, be productive and be helpful for people, and also too to be now in a working relationship with my mother, which has been a treat, which I didn't really expect, and that's been a blessing.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being one of those frontline workers that are keeping us safe during these times.
You're welcome.
So what is something that you're focused on in your business that is key to success?
What we've really been focusing on in the last year is really trying to develop new promoters. So we're doing promoter development. And in light of COVID now, what's been really integral in our success and our improvement into the business has been things like Zoom and these types of meeting environments that we can do. So we do weekly promoter trainings with a few others of our directors for promoter development, promoter training, and that's really we've been focusing our energy into the business moving forward.
And what are some things that you're excited about for the future?
What's really exciting to me, and it's really kind of one of those things I really didn't realize going into it, but it's and we hear it a lot, but it's about the NeoLife family. Moving forward, I'm always looking forward to the next time we meet, in Mexico or Hawaii or the Caribbean, and I get to kind of be with my new family with NeoLife, and that's really exciting for me. It's exciting for me to be able to kind of help my mother's business move forward in my relationship with her, and to help her kind of transition in her life. And I think one of the really big things that attract me to this business and excites me about the future is being a third generation. Is now I have the ability to keep our organization chugging along and developing our organization, so that there's a possibility and a chance that I'm going to be able to pass this down to a fourth generation. In medicine, no matter what my knowledge is, no matter how successful I am, I simply cannot pass any of that energy down to my children. But with the NeoLife opportunity, it's something that I can truly have the fourth generation be involved in and help them with their lives in a healthy and positive manner. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Well, that is exciting. And I think we're going to see fourth, fifth, sixth generation Moros become part of this.
I hope so, right? If we do it right, which we are, it's going to be amazing. I mean, what an amazing opportunity we have with NeoLife, from a health standpoint, from a relational standpoint, from a residual income standpoint, from a stability, from a family standpoint. It's utterly amazing.
Thank you so much for being with us, Greg. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. So next up, we have another second generation NeoLifer, Natalie Kraus, two-diamond director. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Kendra.
So thanks so much for being with us.
Great to be here.
Can you start by sharing your NeoLife story?
Sure. I'm a second generation, as you know, and similar to everyone else, my parents were the ones that were introduced to NeoLife. My mom had a history of poor health, and at the time around the time they were introduced to NeoLife, she had been taking product from another company that had switched from whole foods source to a synthetic source in their formulation, and she had noticed the difference in her body. And so there was a health aspect there. And my father, who by trade, my mom's a nurse and my father was an aeronautical engineer, he was between jobs. He had just sold his business. And so he was looking for two things. He was looking for a company that was providing whole food supplementation from a whole food source. He wanted something he could put his heart and passion into and behind. And he also wanted quality product, obviously. And then he also wanted the potential for income. He wanted a company with integrity, someone that that he could be comfortable representing. And he spent a lot of time looking during that time for a company that fit those two criteria that he had. And so obviously fast forward and to the Texas State Fair, as you've heard before from Charlotte, he met Chuck and Charlotte at the Texas State Fair and spent long discussions with Chuck over NeoLife, and then ultimately signed up, sponsored in November of 1976. So it'll be 44 years coming this November. So at the time that they started, they were motivated. They never believed they couldn't do it, and they had decided to give NeoLife 6 months. My mom took the product, obviously had wonderful results, but then of course, my dad was like, we have to make an income, otherwise he needed to go back to work. And so that 6 months, as you can tell, turned into 44 years and second generation and a third generation now helping in the office. So we're really thrilled, again, just about the opportunity that provided not only for them, but for our family and for multiple generations.
That's exciting. And what are some of the things that NeoLife has given you guys as a family?
I think that it goes back to the two prongs that I said that, originally my father was looking at, and my mother as well, which was, health, a quality product, and income. Those were the two prongs that they were originally looking for. And that's still true for today. And so it allowed for us to not only invest in our own health and provide for the family and for education and for not only for, their children, but for their grandchildren, which was a goal of theirs. But also, more importantly, they love being able, and as I do too, helping others achieve their goals. And, whether it be for health or whether it be for, that they need supplemental income, or for someone who wants it as a career, or as we've talked about, the difference in being able to impact people's lives by this product, which we see. And so it's a phenomenal thing to be able to invest yourself in something that is worthwhile for not only someone's health, but for their own personal goals.
Definitely is. What are some things that you're excited about for the future?
I think that, I'm really excited to see, it's obviously been 44 years and, as Greg had said, grown up in the business, right? I mean, I grew up in the back of the convention room, just I see now with all the little ones back there. That was me, playing in the back room and going to, World Team conventions and speaking to that larger family, which has always been a part of my life. And so it's really cool to see that. For other people. And that, my life has been surrounded by testimonies, as all of us from around the world, about how NeoLife has changed people's lives, physically, financially, personally, and that is just super exciting to be a part of. Not only in the 44 years that it has been, but looking ahead, what can be for everyone. So it's really exciting to be a part of that.
Wow, you're making me tear up.
I didn't mean to. I didn't actually mean to cry. So.
Oh, wow. We can see how passionate you are about what we do and helping people. Thank you so much for your time today. Is there anything you'd like to share for somebody who's also a second generation, who's looking at the business, who's thinking about becoming involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it goes back to having discussions like, with my mother, who they are, still NeoLife is providing that residual income in their later years. And so is persistence, and looking at the fact that, there's persistence comes in many forms. So you can have the go-getters who are out there on the front lines, but just as important is the turtle, right? The turtle that's willing to put their head out and can go wherever they want. Just by sticking their head out and in any direction, because they're stubborn, they're determined, and so therefore there's an opportunity to achieve whatever it is that you want, just by being persistent. And so because as I was talking to my mom, that, you never know what blessing is around the corner by being persistent. So set those goals, believe in what you're doing, be positive. My parents always believed that they could do it, and they did. And I think there's something to be said for that. And so, it's sometimes in your life, you have the opportunity to invest a lot of time into growth with others, and it's super valuable. And other times in life, there are different priorities. And so just realize that it's not the amount of time that you can give the business, but the business you put in the time that you have, and so making the most of that. So whether it's a part-time, career that you're looking for, or full-time, or for investing in other people's health, it's all incredibly powerful and incredibly rewarding.
Well said. Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for joining us. Appreciate you. And next up, we have our newest 2-diamond step-ups, Louie and Laverne Smith.
Hello, Kendra.
Hi. Hi, Louie and Laverne. Can you guys start by sharing with us your NeoLife story?
Yeah, Kendra, it goes back many years ago, over 30 years ago, back in Africa, when we were farmers, we were businessmen, we had 200 staff working for us, working really hard to be broke. And that was when somebody offered us these incredible products and also this incredible opportunity. I was very skeptical. Fortunately, a wonderful wife here brought the products home one day. And I said, what's that for? She says, well, so-and-so says that's going to empower your body to heal itself. Well, I wasn't interested, but he was persistent, and that's very important. He phoned every single day for at least 30 days. And so I decided to take the products, and guess what I discovered? When you pour the right quality nutrient in your body, you can change your life. Your body is now empowered to heal itself. And that to me was so, so exciting. And so I started researching and trying to find out more about this kind of industry, because people had told me, oh, these things don't work, they saturate quickly, they pyramid schemes, all that kind of stuff. And so I started researching it, and I found an opportunity that's got global residual income. That means there's no ways it can saturate, quality products that everybody in the world is looking for, consumable products that people need to replenish at the end of every month. I found a company where you can start for the price of a tank of gas, and somebody will take you by the hand. You need no education. You need really no understanding of this industry. All you need to do is say, I'm sick and tired of where I am. I'd like to change my life. We got excited about it. We started building the business together, and we found an incredible opportunity. And I can't believe it's been over 30 years. I feel brand new, so excited. And I want to thank you, Kendra, for your great leadership, your great input, your wonderful wisdom, the tools you're putting in place, your wonderful strength, your heart for the people. Thank you so much for what you're doing for us.
And on that note, I just want to quickly say that one of the things that really attracted us to this business is once we started taking the products and he saw that they started working, is the kind of people that are involved in this industry, and specifically in NeoLife. For us, going to a NeoLife event and seeing the people behind the scenes just made all the difference for us. So it was great.
Exactly. All right, to add on to that, I remember one of the things that turned my brain around, Kendra, in this business is I went to this event in Africa where the then president of Africa was talking, and he said, this is a business based on integrity and honesty and serving and love and caring and being a friend and uplifting others and making the world a better place. And I said to my wife, if that is possible, now remember, I've got 200 staff, a lot of office politics and that kind of stuff. And I said, if that's what I want with my life. And guess what? It is totally possible. And thank you for that. And thank you for the incredible staff you've got here in the USA. They're wonderful.
We are blessed to have such a great NeoLife family, from our promoters to our staff. And thank you for your leadership. And what are some of the things that NeoLife, the business, has given you guys?
Well, freedom, financial security. You know, I think when we come, because we came from farming industry, and we just never knew what was going to happen tomorrow. And in NeoLife, it was one of the greatest things is whatever you put in, you know eventually you're going to get out. So no matter how much you work and the time spent, it's time worth spent, because the residual income that comes from that is unbelievable. So the financial freedom, and to be able to do things for our family that we would never have been able to do, whether we were farming or working in a normal job, and flying across the world to different weddings and funerals, and being able to take our whole family with us each time. It's just been an incredible, incredible journey.
You know, and besides that, little things on personal development, growth, like a husband. Laverne never got a flower until I joined NeoLife.
That's true.
I don't think she ever got a card.
I got a toilet paper.
She got a piece of, written on a piece of toilet paper, happy birthday, something like it. But, you know, I grew up in a family where flowers were a waste of money, going out for dinner was a waste of money, going anywhere on vacation was a waste of money, cards was a waste of money, clothes was a waste of money. And so we grew up from a family that had gone through a really hard time. And so now I get involved in this. I remember the first flowers I got for Laverne after listening to an audio about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I drove past these flowers in a town called Queenstown driving home, and it was a park in town. It was Queenstown was a town of roses, and I remember getting out and picking these roses. I didn't even know they were full of thorns, and I cut my hands up. There was blood all over the steering wheel, all over my clothes. At least she got some stolen roses that night. Those were the first flowers she ever got.
It was wonderful.
And have you ever got roses again?
Oh, yes. Plenty.
Plenty. You see, so it's helped me become a better person, because, you know, life is about continually growing. I was listening to John Maxwell yesterday. He says a lot of people think that age gives maturity. He says, no, he's seen a lot of stupid old people. He said, it's the growth steps along the road, and associating with incredible people like Charlotte and Josh and you people and the Clarks and all the people that have been speaking. I shouldn't have started saying names, Greg and everybody out there. Just listening to you and associating, going to events and being with the right people. You put the right people around you, it's going to suck you to success.
Well said. And now you just stepped up to 2 Diamond Directors. So I know you have some great tips and wisdom in this area. What's something that you're focused on in your business that's key to success?
Well, Kendra, the first thing to understand is that I was totally useless with the internet. I couldn't even turn on a computer. And we arrived back from Mexico 2.5 months ago, and I had about 18 towns in 18 different days set up. And everybody I phoned just before I left Mexico said, cancel it, cancel it, cancel it. And I said, Laverne, what am I going to do? And so I went around to my computer provider, went down to Apple, I went to Verizon, and tried to find out how to use a computer, how to use Zoom, what do I do? And eventually I got the security guard at Verizon to teach me. The security guard came inside because Verizon couldn't help me to work Zoom. How amazing is that, right? And so I came home, and, you know, God is just so good. He just opens the right doors at the right time. And a month before that, about 3 weeks earlier, we had just launched a system for our organization to build the business on the internet. Absolutely, it's a miracle, because I've been thinking about that for about 10 years now. Maybe we need to go that way. And we just launched it. And so all of a sudden, we just started educating people via the internet. And it wasn't long that Laverne and I were doing it, that our team started doing it. And all of a sudden we got an upgrade Sapphire in South Africa. We got a Ruby upgrade, 2 Ruby in the UK. We got upgrades in the USA, Laverne 3 Ruby. And just so exciting because our team started now doing exactly what we were doing. And that to me is just so exciting because we've seen people take ownership on how to build this business all over the world.
That is exciting. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. And what is something that you are both excited about for the future?
Oh, you talk first.
Well, I'll count. One of the things is to leave a legacy with people that we've come around with, our family, that they've got something to hang on to for the future because, like I said earlier, we don't know what the future holds. But NeoLife has given us something that you can pass down to generations after generations, and we've seen that amongst the other people that have spoken. And so, yeah, that's very exciting for us.
Excellent. So, so leaving a legacy. Kendra, I see us in the embryo stage. That's where I see us. You know, we've been in America now for just over 10 years. So excited what's happening in this country. So excited what's happening around the world. I see our goal is to create an army that's going to march across the world, empowering people to understand that a handshake is all it takes. Honesty, integrity, love, being a shining light, being an example for Jesus Christ, our King and Savior, because without him we are nothing, and we give him all the glory that we've done. So really to create this army to march across the world, giving people hope because of their financial struggles that are people going through, the insecurity that are people going through in these times across there, to help people understand, hey, they don't have to rely on what's going on out there. There's an incredible opportunity where they can rely on this amazing opportunity in their life to empower them and their friends to have the life that they want. And so to me, I'm just so excited about that. And to give people hope, that's what it's about. Health, financial freedom, and hope. So very, very excited about that. And it's been great chatting to you, Kendra. Thank you.
Great chatting with you too. And another goal, I don't know if this is your goal, but my goal is for you guys to earn that 2 diamond consistency step-up bonus of $25,000 just around the corner.
Exactly.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Kendra, this month is looking so good. We should have achieved that within a week.
Wow. We'll get the checkbook ready.
There you are. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, both of you. It's always so much fun to hear your stories and listen to your words of wisdom.
Thank you, Kendra.
So up next, now we have our 3 diamond director, Tom Martens. Hi, Tom.
Hey, how you doing, Kendra?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So Tom, can you share with us your NeoLife story?
Yes, my mom started, I'm second generation, and 1970, my mom, we had a lot of health problems. I had a lot of problems with bronchitis, with pneumonia, and my mom was trying to find a way to keep me healthy, or keep me alive, actually, because she was saying I just wasn't thriving, I wasn't put on weight, I wasn't eating. And I was just, because my earliest memories, I remember the humidifier was always in my room, and Vicks Vapor rubbed the smell of that on my chest all the time, because everything I would get would go south. I'd go, bronchitis to pneumonia. And my mom would get everything from oatmeal to yogurt to everything she could try and get me to eat. And vitamins she'd never really had much interest in, but her friend of hers at church told her about NeoLife and the vitamins, and to be nice, she took them. And she immediately saw a difference with me, and also my brother and sister and my dad, everybody, and herself. And she kept getting more products, and till the lady told her if she likes them, she can come to a meeting and take a look at the opportunity, which she did, and she loved it. And then it just, that's how we got involved and took off from there.
Awesome. Well, and what are some of the things that NeoLife has given your family in terms of the business?
It's given us everything. I mean, before this, our summer vacations were basically, we would go camping. We'd take my dad's, he had a company car, the station wagon. We'd all have to fit in it with the dogs, and take us out to Lake Comanche or someplace in the lakes out there in Northern California. And once we started in the business, our vacations were so much different. We went to we used to go to Maui every year, and then we started. They took us one year to a European vacation to Switzerland and Germany and France, and another year they took us on salmon fishing in Alaska. So it was our lives it just gave us everything we had. They had always had a second place for vacation. They had a home in Tahoe for a while, and they moved to Tahoe. So then they had to get a vacation home somewhere else. And they got one in they got a place in Maui, and then after that they got a place in Big Bear. And it's just the memories and the everything that just let us be together as a family and just really have the freedom and the money to do that.
Wow, well, that sounds like a very fun, rewarding
Yes.
life. So let's see. What is something that you're focused on in the business that is key to success?
I like to have a lot of communication with our team. With the newsletters we just did, getting hold of them, calling them if they need anybody that they're working with that they'd like to do. Because this is the first one, a Zoom call, but I like this for trying this out for, if they have anybody that's wants, welcome to the team to talk to do a presentation, anything that they need. And the communication is, I think that's one of the key, just talking and especially the newsletters, like the newsletters and the Gmail, we're just putting that together, having a full list of everybody whenever something big comes up, let them know about. And that's kind of the key thing that we do right now.
Very nice. You always had a very large customer base as well, so
yeah,
it's great to see how you stay in touch with them.
Yeah.
And now, what is something that you're excited about for the future?
Just with everything going on right now in the world with this COVID and everything, that we have products that are outmatched, that no one can touch, that we can help people. And because I've told my team years ago, John Miller talked about superbugs. About 15 years ago, in one of his articles, he said that we're going to see things coming that we've never seen before because of antibiotics that are just being prescribed. And I think the importance of a strong immune system and the right products that we have are going to be detrimental and be huge in the future in our business. And I think just moving forward, just the sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit. Thank you so much, Tom, for sharing.
Well, next up, we have our 3 Diamond Directors, Delmar and Dr. Shirley Carmack. Welcome.
Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Oh, so glad to have both of you with us. Can you start by sharing your NeoLife story?
Well, my NeoLife journey started 35 years ago. I was 33 years old. I was a self-employed painting contractor. Shirley and I were engaged to get married, and a gentleman from NeoLife sponsored her in NeoLife, and she bought a lot of product, and that's how I was introduced to the product. And I started to use the product, and then in August of 1985, we had our wedding, got married, and that's when I really got involved with NeoLife. It didn't have to convince me on the product because I love the product.
And I was just, I wasn't going to really be involved in any other company because I had been in so many. So I said yes to the guy really just to use the product because he convinced me of the science behind the products and how that you all had so many firsts in the company and the integrity of the products. And one of the things I questioned, because I had been in so many companies with so many promises, that was this for real? Would everybody be able to have the opportunity if they were willing to do the work? So basically when I came in with a mission statement to redistribute the wealth and to empower people to take charge of their health. And that resonated with people. Some people that didn't believe in the industry, were in no parts of sales, they bought into that. And we created a community. It was really a community built on faith in God, faith in the company, and faith in each other. So we were all over the map, just all over. We were both working full time. We took this on, and some people say, how you do it? I said, just take more products, just take more product. Keep your energy level up there. So we did. We traveled all around the place. And before long, we had really a large, dynamic organization with like-minded people. And I want to really thank Jerry Brassfield for his vision, and then Kendra, you, and of course Josh, Vice President. And we have to have a special thanks to Caesar for helping us old folks navigate through some of the social media. So that's just the NeoLife story that we will share everywhere.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. It's such a beautiful story you have. And now, can you give us an idea of what are some of the things that the business has given you in your lives in terms of lifestyle?
You know, before I visit that, I want to go back to when I got started with NeoLife and using the product. I knew the product was great because I used the product, and I started sharing the product with my family and friends. And then that's when I realized, you know, I can make a career out of NeoLife. You know, as I mentioned earlier, I was a painting contractor, and conventional business has always not made out what they're meant to be. So I got right involved, and I started going through the trainings and the workshops, and I just had my faith had me going. And I realized one day I could help a lot of people, not only in this country, be healthy, but put a little more money in their pockets. And it just took off. And it did so many great things for me. It's allowed, at the time my mother was living, I was able to do anything she wanted for her financially, and it allowed me to travel all over the Caribbean and America and places all around the world, and you name it, I've been there because of the NeoLife opportunity. And I'm really excited about this opportunity, and I'm not going to give up on it.
And Kendra, it gave so many of our team members so much hope. And we would sit around and make goals of how each person was going to take their next step. In fact, we always talked about the next step, the next step. So we had people really stepping to meet their goals. And that was really, really important to us because they were like an extended family. So when one had something going on, we all had it going on. So that's what I'm so, so proud of, is after all these years, we're still in place, maybe a little older now, but everybody's still in place, still believing in this opportunity called NeoLife.
And it's also allowed us to give more to financially to our favorite charities and nonprofit organizations, and it allowed us to have a home in a beautiful upscale golf community, to have investments in other real estates around the country, and to have a second home in a 5-star, 5-diamond luxury hotel. It's just been so great for us.
Wow, well, that does sound amazing. It's so great that you guys have not only had so much success yourselves, but also given back to the community, to your teams. What gets you excited about the future? What are you excited about for the future with NeoLife?
I'm so excited because, it was 35 years ago we got involved. And 35 years ago, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have Zoom. We didn't have computers like we have today, the internet. And look what we have done for our business and where the company's going. And it's just the whole world is open now. I'm just so excited. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like had we had all what we have today as far as the internet and social media. So for all you young folks out there who are in their 30s like I was when I started, the whole world is in your hand. I'm so excited because I know we're going to see more younger people who are diamonds and 3 diamonds and 4 diamonds and 5 diamonds. And it's just a blessing. And we're going to stand in here. We're kind of senior citizens now, but we're going to continue to work with the people in our organization and help them attain their goals and live their dreams and help others. And I'd like to give a special shout out to Rico Brown. I know Rico works the international market, but Rico played a great role in the early days when we were out there with no internet and no Zoom and all that kind of stuff. He played a great role to not only our success in our business, but the growth of NeoLife. And Rico, thanks so much.
And I would like to really thank the team, because without them, we would not be able to be where we are now. So as we go into the future, my goal is to really work with the team to help them identify their goals and then to put some plans in place where they can obtain them. And actually, we would like to see members of our team even go to higher levels than we have gone, because there's so many things available today that was not available when we first started.
Wow, that is exciting. Thank you so much to both of you for just your leadership, all that you do, both today and just the big role that you've played in the history of the company. We're so blessed to be able to partner with you both. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.
Well, a huge thank you to all of our President's team members. I know all of us are just so inspired after hearing your stories, your vision for the future, what this business has done for you and your families. And we look forward to seeing what is in store for you and your teams and the NeoLife family. Thank you for your leadership. We love you guys. God bless.